My name is Clara. I made the greatest mistake of my life the day I made a jest of a poor old woman. Now I'm left in the street to till the soil, walk under the sun, sleep under the rain just to feed. No more comfort, no mansion, no money, no friends. Even my rich dad is broke now. I lost everything to reality just to learn my biggest lesson. Who will be my help? Who will be my redemption? Did I ever get a solution? Watch till the end to find out. This is Wisdom Stories. I'm a new creator and you just found me. Kindly subscribe to my channel.
It was a cold afternoon in June on the edge of Riverdale City. Road construction was going on and dirty water had gathered everywhere. An old woman walked slowly by the roadside. She wore a faded cream wrapper and leaned on a walking stick. Her gray hair was tied under a scarf. She looked tired and carefully avoided the muddy puddles. Clara, a young woman, was driving her brand new white BMW when she noticed the old woman. A cruel idea came to her. She pressed the gas pedal and drove straight through a large puddle beside the woman. Splash! The dirty water flew everywhere, covering the old woman from head to toe. Her clean wrapper was now soaked in mud and sewage. Clara stopped her car, looked back, and burst out laughing. "Look at you now!" she shouted from her window. "Next time, maybe don't walk where rich people drive." The old woman stood still, dripping wet, tears mixing with the dirty water on her face. She said nothing. "This is what happens when poor people forget their place," Clara mocked. She even pulled out her phone and started recording the old woman. "I'm showing this to my friends. They'll die laughing." People nearby saw what happened, but no one dared to speak up. Clara was the only daughter of Mr. Adrian Cole, a powerful businessman who owned oil companies, banks, and real estate across the country. The old woman bent down, picked up her muddy walking stick, gave Clara one last look, and walked away in silence. Still laughing, Clara drove off and called her friend. "Lena, you won't believe what I just did. I splashed dirty water all over some wrinkled old woman. She looked so stupid." "That's mean," Lena said, though she laughed too. "Mean but hilarious. Poor people need to learn their place. She probably learned her lesson today." Clara spent the rest of the day shopping and eating lunch with her friends. She showed them the video and they all laughed. That evening, she went back to the family mansion, a house with 20 rooms, a swimming pool, and a garden full of expensive flowers. Servants waited on her hand and foot. At dinner, Clara chatted with her father but didn't mention the old woman. "Tomorrow, I'm flying to Paris for business," Mr. Cole said. "I'll be gone for 3 days. Take care of yourself and don't waste too much money." Clara laughed. "Papa, we're too rich. I could never spend it all." The next morning, Clara was woken up by her phone ringing at 10 a.m., too early for her usual routine. "Hello?" she answered sleepily. "Clara, wake up. Turn on the news right now." It was her father's voice, and he sounded shaken. "Papa, what's wrong? Aren't you in Paris?" "Just turn on Channel 7, now." Clara stumbled to the TV and switched it on. What she saw made her heart freeze. Breaking news: business tycoon Adrian Cole loses entire empire in massive fraud. The reporter continued. Adrian Cole, one of the wealthiest men in the country, has lost everything in what may be the biggest investment fraud in history. Sources say Mr. Cole invested all his fortune with London-based firm Kingston & Partners, which has now vanished with billions of dollars from African investors. Clara's hands shook as she held the remote. This had to be a mistake. Her phone rang again. It was her father. "Papa, please tell me this isn't true," she cried. "It's all gone, Clara. Everything. The oil companies, the banks, the houses, the cars. I trusted the wrong people and they stole it all. I'm stranded in Paris. I can't even pay my hotel bill." "But Papa, we still have money in other accounts, right? What about the house? What about my car?" Clara asked in panic. "The bank is taking everything," Mr. Cole replied. "I mortgaged all our properties so I could invest more. I thought I was making us richer, but I've made us poor. Pack only what you can carry and leave the house immediately." Clara dropped the phone and ran to the window. She saw bank officials and police cars surrounding their mansion. Men in suits walked around with papers, pointing at different parts of the property. Within 2 hours, everything had changed. The officials told Clara she had 30 minutes to pack personal belongings only. No jewelry, no expensive clothes, no electronics, just the basics. "But this is my home," Clara cried. "Not anymore, miss," one of them replied coldly. "This property now belongs to Trust Bank. You must leave immediately." Clara packed one small bag with some clothes. She tried to sneak in some gold jewelry, but the official stopped her. "Those are assets. They stay here." For the first time in her life, Clara walked out of her family home with nothing but a small bag. She had nowhere to go. Her friends ignored her calls. When she finally reached Lena, her closest friend, Lena said, "I'm sorry, Clara. My parents said I shouldn't be seen with you anymore. It's bad for our family's reputation." One by one, all her friends said the same thing. The same people who used to laugh at her jokes and beg for her attention now treated her like she had a disease. That night, Clara slept behind a shopping mall. She had never felt so cold, hungry, and afraid. The next day, she tried asking people who used to work for her family for help, but most of them turned her away. By the third day, she was sitting outside a market, weak and dirty, hoping someone would give her food. Then she heard a voice. "Clara, is that really you?" She looked up and saw Mercy, a woman who had once worked as a housemaid in their mansion. Mercy looked shocked. "What happened to you? You look so different." Clara broke down in tears. "Mercy, we lost everything. Papa's business is gone. I have nothing. I'm so hungry." Mercy stared at her. Just weeks ago, Clara had fired her cruelly, treating her as worthless. Now Clara looked worse than she ever had.
"This is not normal," Mercy said slowly. "Rich people don't lose everything overnight. Something is wrong." She bought Clara some food and water. As Clara ate, Mercy asked, "Tell me, what happened before your family lost everything? Did you do anything unusual?" Clara shook her head. "They said it was fraud, investment fraud." "Think harder," Mercy urged. "Sometimes the smallest actions bring the biggest consequences." Clara paused and then remembered. She told Mercy about splashing the dirty water on the old woman, laughing at her, and recording the video just a day before everything collapsed. Mercy's eyes widened. "Clara, that was dangerous. You don't know who that woman was." "You think the old woman cursed us?" Clara asked in fear. "I think we need to see Baba Adimi," Mercy said. "He is a seer. He can tell us if this is spiritual or not." The next day, Mercy took Clara to Baba Adimi's small house in Riverdale City. The old seer looked at Clara for a long time before speaking. "I see darkness around you," he said at last. "You have been cursed by someone powerful." "A curse?" Clara whispered. "Yes, you offended a person with strong spiritual protection. The spirits are angry. Your family's wealth has been taken as punishment for your cruelty." "But I only splashed water on an old woman. I didn't kill anyone," Clara cried. Sometimes the greatest sins are how we treat the weakest people, Baba Adimi said firmly. The woman you mocked was no ordinary beggar. She has ties to powerful spirits. Can you remove the curse? Mercy asked. Only the one who was wronged can forgive, Baba replied. If she forgives you truly, the curse will be lifted. For the first time in days, Clara felt a small spark of hope. Then, I'll find her. I'll apologize. She spent the next week searching. She returned to the exact spot where she had splashed the water and asked everyone about the old woman. But no one paid her attention. She now looked like a beggar herself. Dirty clothes, messy hair, and a foul smell from not bathing.
Finally, a newspaper vendor said he might know who Clara was looking for. There's an old woman called Mama Key. She lives in Makoko. She walks this road every day to get to the market. She's very poor, but people respect her because she's kind to everyone. Please, take me to her house, Clara begged. I'll pay you when my problems are solved. The young man, whose name was Seyun, agreed to help. They took a bus to Makoko, one of the poorest areas in the city. Clara had never seen such poverty before. Houses stood on water, built from broken wood and rusted metal sheets. Children played in dirty water, and the stench of rot filled the air. Looks like this is your first time here, Seyun said, as they walked through the narrow paths. This is where the forgotten people live, Seyun said, as they walked deeper into Makoko. They reached a small area where several people were gathered outside a tiny house. Some women were crying and men spoke in low voices. What's happening here? Seyun asked one of the women. Mama Key died last night, the woman replied sadly. She was a good woman, always helped everyone, even though she had nothing. Clara felt as if cold water had been poured over her. Dead? She's dead? Yes, my sister, the woman said softly. She died peacefully in her sleep. We are preparing for her funeral. Clara burst into tears. No, she can't be dead. I need to talk to her. I need her forgiveness. People stared at her strangely. Did you know Mama Key? Someone asked. Seyun quickly pulled Clara away. She's not well, he told the people. Sorry for disturbing you. As they walked, Clara told Seyun everything. He listened quietly, then finally said, You were very cruel, but now it's too late to fix it. They went back to see Baba Admi. When Clara told him that Mama Key had died, he shook his head sadly. Then it is finished. The curse cannot be reversed. Only Mama Key could have lifted it, and she has joined the ancestors. But surely there's something else I can do, Clara pleaded.
Nothing. Your family will remain poor for the rest of your lives. You will learn what it feels like to be ignored, to be looked down upon, to be treated as if you don't matter. This is the price of your cruelty. Clara fell to her knees. Please, there must be another way. The spirit world does not give second chances, Baba Admi said firmly. Mama Key died with the memory of your cruelty still fresh in her heart. Months passed. Mr. Cole returned from Paris a broken man. He found his daughter living on the streets, begging for food. Together they slept in abandoned buildings and asked strangers for money. The same people who once bowed to them now walked past without a glance. Former friends crossed the street to avoid them. Business partners who once praised Mr. Cole now acted as if he was invisible. Clara learned hunger. She learned the shame of wearing dirty clothes while others laughed. She learned what it was like to be chased away by guards from the very shops where she used to spend freely. One night,
As she and her father shared a small piece of bread they had begged for, Clara finally confessed. "Papa, I'm sorry. This is all my fault." "What do you mean?" he asked. Clara told him everything about Mama Key, the dirty water, and the curse. Mr. Cole listened silently. When she finished, he was quiet for a long time. "I always taught you that we were better than others because we had money," he said at last. "I was wrong. Money doesn't make us better. How we treat people is what makes us human." "But now it's too late to learn that lesson," Clara said, crying. "Maybe this was the lesson we needed. Maybe we had to lose everything to find our humanity." Years passed. In Riverdale City, everyone knew them as the former rich family who now lived on the streets. Some pitied them, others ignored them, and a few mocked their downfall. Clara never forgot Mama Key's face. Every night she remembered the old woman's sad eyes as the muddy water splashed over her. She remembered how Mama Key had walked away with dignity, even when humiliated. Now Clara understood what that dignity meant. It was something money could never buy and poverty could never take away. But her understanding came too late. The curse remained. The family who once owned everything now owned nothing. In the end, Clara learned the hardest truth. Some mistakes can never be undone, and cruelty always carries a price higher than we imagine. Moral of the story: never look down on anyone. Never mock anyone. Life can change at any moment. Treat every person with respect and kindness, no matter their wealth or status. The poor person you laugh at today may hold the key to your future. And cruelty always finds its way back to those who practice it. The end. If this story touched you, don't just click away, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next story. Share this video with someone who needs the reminder. Treat people with kindness, because life can change in an instant. And tell me in the comments, what lesson did you take from Clara's fall and Mama Key's dignity? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm in the comments. See you in my next video. Bye!